Hello everyone, so welcome back to this series of depression to manifestation. So today we are learning very important concept, that is, we all find it difficult to decide sometimes because there is a huge decision fatigue or something we call as inability to make decision in right time, especially whether it's choosing smallest things like what you should be eating now or what should be done today, to the biggest of the skills like what kind of skills you should be learning in your career or something like that. So from smallest of the smallest to the biggest of the biggest things, we find hard to actually decide what we should be choosing. So this is called as decision fatigue or inability to make the decision in time. So this just happens either because of confusion, like what to choose in between both. So either it could be a confusion or it can be a very inability in itself to actually make a choice. So this can be explained and also solved by this concept that we are discussing today. So this is about neuroscience, and this will also later we will be understanding how this will also help you in manifestation too. So basically, let's get into the concept. So the concept is about prefrontal cortex. So this prefrontal cortex is responsible for major things, the decision making, the thinking, and also this is very important for memory storage as well, because just for example, if this prefrontal cortex considers something as very important, then it will try to store it. If it considers something is very negligible, then it will directly erase it and it won't let that thought to go into the hippocampus, where it will be turned as chemical feeling. So that's a very important concept to be noted. And the decision, the thinking, the rational thinking, and any kind of executive functions that are performed by this prefrontal cortex. So this is very important to have that this part of the brain should be very stronger in order to override any kind of impulsiveness and also initiate goals in the life and also make right decision in time, so to basically save yourself from decision fatigue. So this making this stronger is very important. So how you can strong this? So there is this concept of adding and subtracting things, and also there is this called balancing the life and balancing the habits. So this balancing life and balancing habits are really in directional with adding and subtracting. So we'll be talking about that later in the video. So let's actually get into a deeper level of how actually prefrontal cortex works. So as I said, this prefrontal cortex is a brain region where it grows in a gray matter density, and it is very responsible for executive functions. So when you balance your life, when you balance your habits, what happens is, so this will override the impulsive behavior. Impulsive behavior are nothing but like, right now I'm feeling like I should eat something or like that, or it's very impulsive, it is a very sudden. So something that is very sudden, impulsive, so those kind of thoughts can be kind of overcame by this prefrontal cortex if it is strong, and that can be done by balancing your life and balancing the things. So there is this anterior cingulate cortex which is there inside prefrontal cortex. So this is responsible for managing the friction between what you want to do and what you decide to do. So what you want to do is nothing but the old habits, okay, that you are doing, and what you decide to do is nothing but the new habits that you want to cultivate or add in your life. I'll give you the example. Just consider you decide to get up at 6 a.m. and go for exercises, okay, and time passes, it is 6 a.m. now, and then you get up, okay. So but there is this friction that happens in your mind, like whether you should be continually sleeping or you should be going for a walk or exercise. So then most of the time there is this friction, so then the friction happens between both the choices, and most of the time you might either sleep or you might go to exercise. But there is a friction that happens right in between both the choices. So this is managed by anterior cingulate cortex, and if you maintain that balance in your life, balance in the habits, strengthening the prefrontal cortex, so which will help you in decision making in right time. Then comes the hippocampus. So this grows through neurogenesis, that is due to cell growth. Balancing the habits and balancing the life will reduce the stress hormones, so which usually shrinks the hippocampus to expand and anchor the new feelings that you want to manifest. So this is how it works. So let's talk about balancing. Balancing is nothing but adding and subtracting in same direction. So there comes two concepts, that is nothing but neural economy, and the another one is chemical baseline. So neural economy explains that our brain has a fixed amount of energy to be utilized. So just because we don't have infinite amount of energy, we can't keep on adding things. So removing certain things which are not important for us is also very important. So just look at your life. There are some habits that are not at all important for you, so you need to remove that, and then you need to add right habits. Only then the balancing will be happening, and only then you can sustain it for a very long time. So this is what neural balancing says. And then we talk about the chemical baseline. So chemical baseline says that when we balance things, so balancing habits, balancing life, that leads to creating a stable chemical environment in our body, so which will prevent us from emotional breakdown or emotional swings. So with all this, we are trying to just strengthen our prefrontal cortex, so that our thought, that is nothing but what we want, will be turned into a chemical feeling, thought into a belief, which is very important for manifestation. So for balancing, you can follow this method. So you can add any exercise, and you can remove anything that is not serving you. That could be a junk food or anything, especially if it is done in a same direction. The thing that you are removing should also be related to your body only. So if it is adding and subtracting, this balance is done in same direction, then it works faster. Now we learned all the neuroscience between the manifestation. So how we can actually use this, right? Because there should be some techniques that you can follow practically in order to manifest what you want to manifest. So for this, these are the techniques that you can follow in order to convert those information feelings into chemical feelings, so that you can do that manifestation. So first one is, write down, while you are going for sleep, write down 5 things you are grateful for today, and then write 5 next things that you are grateful, but this gratefulness is for permanent things. And then there are certain things, when you write this gratefulness things, this will help you convert those information feeling into chemical feelings, helping you in manifestation. And yeah, there is this one more thing you can do, that is keep learning new things. So this will help you in brain development, and also increasing the number of neurons in your brain. And then always be grateful, because it is the gratefulness only that will bring more good experiences and opportunities to your life. And then always have a big smile. And last one is, keep motivating you, keep helping your own self, and keep laughing. Even if you don't get that laugh or that smile, just look at the funny reels or videos. You can find them in YouTube, and just keep laughing, because that is also very important in maintaining your energy and balance, and also for manifestation. Keep a big smile.